Welcome back everyone. Today, we're diving into the dark and twisted part of human history, the world of cults. Some of these groups started with promises of enlightenment or a better world, but ended in terrifying acts of violence, manipulation, and tragedy. If you know of cults, you might know what I'm talking about. There's some examples like Heaven's Gate or the Solar Temple. We're going to be discussing some of those today, so if you're interested in these videos, remember drop a like, subscribe, comment any other videos you want me to do. I stream every night on Twitch at Khtrae, and we're going to get straight into this video. This is the top 5 scariest cults in human history.
Charles Manson, 36, chose a house at random, tied up the family at gunpoint, then ordered his followers to go inside and commit ritual slaughter.
We're starting with the notorious Manson family, a group of young followers led by the disturbing figure Charles Manson in the late 1960s. Manson was a master manipulator who attracted young, vulnerable people looking for a sense of purpose or family. His promise? That he alone held the key to a spiritual revolution. He taught his followers that a race war, which was called Hitler-Skelter, was imminent, and he convinced them that they had a role in starting it. On the night of August 8, 1969, Manson ordered several of his followers to the home of the actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant at the time. Manson's followers broke into the home and carried out one of the most gruesome murder sprees in American history. In total, they killed 7 people over 2 nights, leaving messages written in blood on the walls. Manson's control over his followers and his ability to convince them when to commit such violent acts without question is still horrifying to this day. Even behind bars, Manson retained a disturbing amount of influence over people until his death in 2017. The Manson family serves as a stark reminder how dark and twisted a leader can be.
Feelings towards everything. I feel no bad. I know no bad. Open them. I'm not against you. Huh?
Are you bitter?
Bitter? No. No.
I have a question. Are you guilty of any murders? Are you guilty of plotting any murders?
I killed a chicken once.
Any
And I
human
felt-
beings?
No. No.
You're absolutely innocent of any conspiracy to commit murder or telling anyone to commit murder or planning it?
I'll plead guilty to the Indians.
Our next cult takes us to Japan with Aum Shinrikyo Aleph.
Shuko Asahara, the mastermind of the deadliest terrorist incident in Japan, has been executed on Friday along with 6 of his followers. Asahara, whose real name was Chujo Matsumoto, founded the Aum Shinrikyo cult, which was behind the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway system.
A Doomsday cult founded by Shoku Ashara in 1980s. Originally, Aum started a group dedicated to yoga and spiritual enlightenment. But over time, Ashara claimed that he was a divine figure with a mission to save followers who had an impending apocalypse. That's bullshit. The cult didn't preach about the end of the world, they actively tried to bring it about. In 1995, carried out one of the most horrific acts on Tokyo subways, releasing sarin gas during rush hour. The attack killed 13 people and injured over 1,000 others, leaving survivors with long life health problems. Investigations to the cult revealed that they had been developing chemical weapons for years, even experimenting with biological agents like anthrax. Ashara had convinced his followers that such acts of violence were necessary to purify the world. Despite Ashara's execution in 2018, remnants of his cult, now branded as Aleph, still exist, and the group is banned in Japan. Aum's shift from meditation groups to weaponized death cults remains one of the most disturbing transformations in cult histories.
Asahara, the mastermind of the deadliest terrorist incident in Japan, has been executed on Friday along with 6 of his followers. Asahara, whose real name was Chujo Matsumoto, founded the Aum Shinrikyo cult, which was behind the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway system. Cult members released the sarin on the subway in the Japanese capital. The attack killed 13 people and injured more than 6,000 others. Members of the Aum cult were prosecuted, and 13 of them were sentenced to death, including Asahara. The 7 convicts on Friday were executed in Tokyo by hanging on Friday morning. The Japanese government doesn't give prior notice of executions, but they were later confirmed by the Justice Ministry. 6 others are still on the death row. Asahara was sentenced to death in 2004, but his execution was not carried out until now, when the verdict against all accused and accomplices were final, with no pending appeals left against any of the group.
Coming in at number 3 is the People's Temple, led by Jim Jones. Jones initially drew people in with a message of racial equality, peace, and community. A seemingly progressive and inclusive church in the 1960s to 70s, but his power grew. So did his paranoia and control over his followers. He convinced many that the outside world was their enemy and that he alone would protect them. In 1997, Jones moved the People's Temple to a remote settlement in Guyana, known as Jonestown, where he promised his followers a utopian community. But instead of paradise, they found themselves isolated under Jones' absolute control. Their members faced grueling labour, surveillance, and psychological manipulation. When concerned family members and government officials began asking questions, Jones escalated his paranoia, warning of an impending revolutionary suicide. On November 18, 1978, Jones commanded his followers to drink cyanide-laced punch, telling them it was the only escape from their supposed enemies. Over 900 men, women, and children died that day, marking one of the largest mass suicides in history. The People's Temple is remembered as a tragedy of blind loyalty and how fear and manipulation can push ordinary people to do unimaginable things.
But living and coping with life every day and don't have a meaning, there I had a good meaning and, a whole lot of reasons.
I think that Jones did it because he didn't want to be exposed for the inhumane, bizarre, evil things that he was doing. So he's going to take everybody down with him just so that he wouldn't be exposed.
At number 2, we have the Heaven's Gate.
We'll title this tape Planet Earth About to be Recycled.
A cult that combined New Age beliefs with apocalyptic visions, and a twist of science fiction. Founded by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles, Heaven's Gate taught that Earth was about to be recycled, and the only way to be saved was to leave their bodies and ascend to a higher level. When the Hale-Bopp comet appeared in 1997, Applewhite convinced his followers that an alien ship was following it, ready to take them away. He told them that they needed to shed their earthly bodies to board the craft, leading to a mass suicide of 39 members who all dressed identically and laid on bunk beds awaiting their supposed salvation. The tragic end of Heaven's Gate still baffles people today, showing us just how far a group of intelligent, educated people were willing to go under the influence of a powerful leader with disturbing worldviews. To this day, the group's website is still online, maintained by former members, preserving the haunting legacy of Heaven's Gate.
The former Army paratrooper.
I just want to say how thankful I am to Doe and T for helping me and taking me under their wing, and all my classmates have been so great to me and all the problems I've caused.
The youngest member of the group, age 25. The oldest at 71, a mother of 3.
My thoughts in these last hours are only of joy and wonder at the thought of going home.
Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Since I've been in the class, I've learned the answers to all of those.
This world has become so corrupt.
So corrupt.
So it really showed the dependency on him.
As long as I exist, I have free will.
And I am doing this of my own free will.
My own free will.
I say no, they didn't have any free will. There were 38 murders and 1 suicide.
Finally, at number 1, we have the Order of the Solar Temple, a secretive group that combined New Age beliefs with chilling obsessions with death and rebirth. Founded in 1984 by Joseph D. Mambro and Luke Dorette, this cult attracted wealthy and influential people, promising a chance to achieve spiritual rebirth on a distant star. Members of the Order of the Solar Temple were drawn to D. Ambrose's supposed visions and Durette's charisma. They believed that the death was a form of transcendence, and that they would be reborn as spiritual beings. But things took a dark turn in 1990, when D. Mambro and Durette staged mass murders, suicides, across Switzerland, France, and Canada, leaving behind a trail of over 70 deaths. One of the most chilling aspects of the Solar Temple action was the ritualistic nature. Members were found carefully arranged in positions, many with gunshot wounds in fires deliberately set to purify them. Even today, rumors persist that there may still be members of this cult in hiding. The Order of the Solar Temple reminds us of horrifying lengths to which people can go to when they believe that they are serving a higher purpose. However, these cults have left a permanent mark on our world, showing how dangerous manipulation, beliefs, and control can be when in the wrong hands. From brutal murders to mass suicides, each of these cults have taken lives, spread terror, and exposed the dark depths of human psychology. Which one of these cults did you find most terrifying? Let me know in the comments down below. Remember, drop a like, subscribe because I'm posting daily. Comment any other videos you want me to do. I'll also react to videos, make stories, anything you want me to do, I'll do. Okay? So let me know down in the comments. And on that, I stream every night on Twitch at Khtrae, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed.